What is up, budgeting family and friends? My name is Shirria. This is the Shirria Mac channel where I am documenting our six-figure debt-free journey as an entrepreneurial licensed clinical social worker with my very own virtual private practice, also working an additional overnight triage counselor job and a PRN job, along with my husband who is a welder who is also doing side hustles, the main one being buying and flipping cars, to get out of 6 figures worth of debt, $305,884 worth of debt to be specific, by December 31st, 2026, to then start to build wealth and become work optional by the age of 50, which is in 9 years for my husband. We are documenting and sharing our journey in the form of monthly budgets, weekly budgets, debt updates, Transfer Tuesdays, which will resume shortly. Because I'm an entrepreneur, I do also share the income that I was able to earn in my private practice at the end of every month. And I do also do quarterly net worth updates. If that sounds like something you are interested in, please be sure to hit the subscribe button so that you do not miss a video update of our debt-free journey. Today is Monday, November the 4th. It is a little behind, although it was completed on time, and I am doing my November monthly budget. I am trying to get back in the routine of recording regularly and pushing out videos regularly. The issue that happened in the past couple of weeks was that my battery died and I was having a hard time finding a way to charge it, but I have since figured that out and I am back on track. So, without further delay, we will jump right into the video. What is on the screen now is my budgeting template. If you are interested in purchasing this template, I did purchase it from a shop on Etsy, and this is how I'm tracking my expenses for 2024. 2025, I'm hoping to have my own budgeting template created to increase my income and hopefully start to, that will help to go towards my debt-free journey. So this is like our monthly calendar view. This is included in the template. I really should get some type of affiliate or commission for the way I push out this product, but it is included in the actual template. So what I do is I go in and I put all my bills on this monthly budget, and then on the monthly view I translate that over to the monthly budget, and then on the weekly budgets that go from Thursday to the following Wednesday, I come back and I check what is due in that week according to this view. So we have four paydays this month. Actually, I think my husband has five, I have five because I get paid on Fridays. So I have 5 paychecks this month. My husband has 4. And then of course I have 2 from my full-time job and 2 from my PRN job. So, that is included up here. My paydays are included over here, mine and my husband's. And then our bills are included down here. And then any extra days of importance are included over here. And for November, we have my son's 12th birthday. And then of course we have Thanksgiving. So that is the first step in setting up my monthly budget. It is tracking all of the bills and all of the due dates and any other categories or events that need to be calculated. Now, then after that, that transfers over to the monthly budget, which is here. I have already started to input into that. So this will actually probably be November's monthly budget and November's week 1 budget. So over here we have the income is anticipated or planned for the month of November to be $13,050. That is, we typically budget $850 for my husband's paycheck, and that is basically what he'll bring home if he has absolutely no overtime. Overtime is not guaranteed, so I typically do not include it. For week 1, though, he did bring in $998.94. Then I give myself $950, but I am on a salary. That salary is going to decrease in 2025 because I am changing back to my original contracting position because working in the office is just a toxic working environment. So I do always bring in $1,104.75. I am anticipating bringing in $2,000 from both paychecks for the month of November from my full-time overnight job, and then $1,000 from my PRN job for the month. And then we do have our rental income. We were notified yesterday that our tenants are moving out. They did purchase the home, and so while I am very excited that they are on their way to home ownership, I am a little disappointed that we will be losing that rent temporarily. So that does bring our planned income to $13,050. And so far we have earned $2,103.69 of that, and that is not including the rent that I did pick up. My husband did pick up yesterday, and I did deposit today. So we go over to savings. Savings is planned at $1,330, and these are the savings categories. I am still only saving $200 out of our base salary. Now, I do automatically send 10% of my full-time paycheck into my high yield savings account because I do have a goal to get my savings account to $20,000 by the end of this year. Not sure if I'm going to make it, but that is the goal. And then my husband also saves $200 in his savings account. Now, we did have an October goal to move his savings account over to a high yield savings account, but because he does take the money that he purchases cars and flips them out of that account, what we decided to do was wait till that account gets to a certain amount of money and then stop the automatic transfers and set the automatic transfers up to go into his high yield savings account. But he has not reached that number just as yet. $20 does go into my M1 investments account. I would love to increase that, but I'm just not at the moment right now. That is probably something that I look forward to doing once I have paid off my car. 2024 is still getting $200 for the month of November. Actually, it's getting $300 because $100 will still go into the account for 2025 Christmas, but we didn't quite meet the $2,500 that I wanted to save for Christmas 2024. So although it has stopped saving, we have automatic deposits, and the money that was saved from October of 2023 to October of 2024 has been deposited into the other savings account. We still need to, I think we're at $21.25, so still a couple of $100 that need to go into that. So we will continue to put $200 into that for this month, and then $200 into that for December, and that should have us at the $2,500. $40 is still going into my son's savings account. Now, he does have a savings account, a college fund savings account that is with our credit union. It's the Zard checking account. But then I have a bucket, a Princeton's education bucket in my high yield savings account, and 5% of those deposits go into that account as well. So he is at the mark where I could transfer, because I think I wanted to have $2,500 before I transferred that into 529 or some other type of plan, and he does have that amount. We are still putting $100 a month towards my daughter. Now, she did get a job, but then that job conflicted with her internship. The internship is not paid, and she is prioritizing school and all of this stuff. So she is still allowed to put certain expenses on the Hilton American Express, and we cover those transactions to avoid any interest at the end of the month. But it is the $100 limit. $370 is what was planned, but my husband did actually say that he wanted to take $500 and save it this month because the tenants will be leaving, and we do have to reimburse them their security deposit or a portion of it. We are still not saving anything for our roof, and then we are still putting $200 a month towards my son's barber school. He does graduate in January, and we owe $1,000 left on his tuition, and we currently have $600 of that $1,000 saved. I'm thinking that in December, whatever the balance that is remaining, I will take that out of either one of my PRN checks or one of my full-time triage position checks and just square that off and have that out of the way. So our savings for this month actually does total $1,560 once I updated those two accounts. And so far we have saved $85. The bills for this month total, our plans at $2,478.31. That is with our mortgage, which is $1,332. We do pay that in weekly installments. Farm Bureau, which is our life insurance, is $133.26. We have Apple Storage at $9.99. Cricket Wireless, which is my husband's cell phone plan, at $58. My son's instrument at $41.63, and they did send me a statement saying that I still owe $606 on that. So I'm wondering, because no interest necessarily comes out on those payments, I'm debating on if I want to pay that out or just continue to make the monthly payments. $25.05 to the gym, and that is still a very necessary expense. $121.68 to our house insurance on the investment property. $330 is what our utilities are planned at. $16.54 is Netflix, and $410.16 is our auto insurance. It did go up because we added. My son got a newer car, cash car. So again, that brings our planned bills to $2,478.31, and so far we have paid $466.25. Our expenses are planned at $2,710, and we have already spent $605.45. Now, groceries are planned at $600 for the month. That breaks down to $150 weekly. So far for this week, we've only spent $71.83. Gas is totaled at $500. That breaks down to $125 weekly, I believe, or $175. I'm not sure. And we have already spent $82 in gas for week 1. Beauty maintenance is $100 per month, and that breaks down to $25 weekly. Haven't really spent anything on beauty, but I do plan on getting my eyebrows arched within the next week. $50 for my son's hair, and he does have an appointment coming up this Friday, and I do pay her $50. $200 for toiletries, and we did spend $21.81 on my son so far. $200 for our household, and we did already go to Sam's Club and do our monthly haul. So this will be broken down to $55, and 55 times 4 is not $200. So actually, our monthly haul came up to $321, and that breaks down to $80.25, and that is what we will be paying over the month. $200 for fast food, that breaks down to $50 per week, and we did already exceed that, but $138 of this was actually for my son's birthday dinner. So by the time we subtract $193 minus $138, we are still over budget at $55. I thought I was going to give us a little grace. Date night is at $100, so $25 per week. We haven't really been doing date nights outside of the home because I do work Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. So we typically, do something inside the house, watch a movie, make some cookies or something like that, because I am working. And since I work third shift, now I don't go in until 11:30, but I usually try to go back to bed at 6:30 and sleep until 11. So usually we're in the house. And then miscellaneous we have at $360, and we're already at $236.14. Part of that was a medical bill that my husband accrued today for a doctor's appointment, and then I think some medications, but I'm not sure. Tithing, we did not tithe for this week, and I'm gonna go ahead and do that. And then we have $200 in car parts, but I haven't necessarily set that up. And the crazy thing is I went to the bank today and still forgot to withdraw the $50 for this week to go into the car parts. So we're already at $605.50, and then you add the $50 in tithes, and we're at $655.45. Now for debt, we have debt planned at $6,406.69 for the month. For the month of November. And we'll go over that. Now, part of this, a good $1,500 of this is just minimum payments on cards that we keep in the budget, but we don't necessarily owe a balance on. And that is because we were doing the snowball method. So, for example, in this first week, these two bills were due, the $46.03 and the $40. And what I did was I included that in the payment, the extra principal payment that I made on the car, which is our target debt at the moment. So that's typically what we do from week to week. I add up the snowball amounts and I include that in whatever debt we have to pay. So these are all minimum payments on cards that do not have a balance. Now this card does have a balance. as I, state every single video, my kids are authorized users. We are still covering my daughter that's in college, her everyday expenses that should not exceed $100 per week. And so, but for the month of October, $355.35 is what I charged, in addition to $965, which is what I had to pay the dentist when my son had his wisdom teeth pulled. It was an emergency surgery. We put it on the credit card, but I put it on the credit card knowing that I was expecting a full-time paycheck, and out of my paychecks, my full-time job, my other jobs the income is solely towards savings and debt. Well, and small home improvement projects. So not $355.35 plus $965 is what I will pay when I get paid tomorrow. We do owe $321 and some change on Sam's Club. And we actually will pay that by the due date, which is the 16th. I do owe $182.40 to PayPal, and that is an interest accrual payment. And then my husband also owes $203.87, which is also an interest accrual payment for the month of November, which is basically what we would have to pay to avoid any interest accruing, because we did something like a buy now, pay later type of thing. This does not have a balance. My Delta American Express does not have a balance. And then the goal was to pay $2,956, which is 4 principal card payments. So that is the goal. I do feel like, and that is in addition to the regular monthly payment of $739. So that is the goal. So far, I have made $336.03 worth of payments, but one of those was the weekly $184 payment. Then I made an additional principal payment of $152.03 because I snowballed these two payments into that. Then we have to pay the HELOC, which is a home equity line of credit, at $348. And student loans do resume back on this month on the 22nd, and they total $357.57, I believe. And then we do not owe anything on the Barclays card, and we do owe $510.58, but that was on a purchase that my husband actually returned. It has not been credited to the account. I actually do need to check that and see if that has been updated, and then I will update this balance. But until it has been reflected or updated, I'm going to continue to keep the $510.58 in the budget. So that actually takes our debt payments down to $5,662.21, and so far we have paid $400.57 towards those debts. So we go up to the budgeted versus the actual. We don't actually have the actual because that will be done at the end of the month. But the income is planned at $13,050. The income saved is planned at $1,560. The income spent, which is a combination between bills and expenses, is planned at $5,309.31, and then the debt is planned at $5,662.21. That should leave a remaining balance of $518.41, and so far we have an actual balance of $546.42, which is not accurate. So that is it for the monthly budget, November's monthly budget. Now, one thing that I just am remembering is not included, and I should have put, is the holiday celebration. I don't host holiday meals, but I do contribute, and my contribution is typically macaroni and cheese, which is very expensive, so I'm going to put $200 in the budget for that, and then I will probably also contribute like some drinks. So that will include our expenses for the month of November as well. And then I should have put another $200 or $250 in here for my son's birthday, but that has already passed, and that is about how much we spent. So that is it for our November budget. Now, the only other thing for November financial goals, the goal is to make 4 principal card payments, and then not to accrue any new debt, and complete 1 small home project. So for October, we upgraded the fan in our bedroom. We're going to move the fan that's in our room to my son's room, and that will be his upgrade. And then I think for November, what we're going to try and do is paint our laundry room and clean and clear that out. So that is the small project that we are looking into. So yeah, that's where my focus really is, to get the car paid off. I am honestly, if you follow me over on TikTok, you know that I am manifesting having my car paid off by the end of this year. I don't know how that's going to happen, and I don't need to know, because circumstances can change drastically overnight, and there is an infinite amount of possibilities out in the spiritual realm, and I am leaning into that. So that is, but you know, faith without works is dead. So what I know I can do is pay that amount towards the principal, and I'll just wait for the universe and God to show up and do the rest. So that is my main focus for the month of November. Also, I'm taking off the last week in November, the week of Thanksgiving, and I'm really wanting to organize my house. It's something about organizing your money that wants you to organize other areas of your life. And right now it's my house. I also read something or saw a TikTok video that said that a woman's anxiety is closely related to the amount of things that she owns. And so I am really interested in decluttering my home and organizing certain spaces. Not to go off on a tangent, but yesterday I got off at 8 o'clock in the morning. I couldn't go to sleep because I drank coffee throughout the night. So I was getting ready to make my family some breakfast. I went looking for my skillet, couldn't find it, and ended up cleaning out, getting rid of some of the lower cabinet junk and vacuuming them out, reorganizing them, steam cleaning them, and then putting all of the things back that I did continue to keep. And that's kind of the gist of what I plan on doing that week in November, as well as the 3 weeks off in December that I have. I'm really wanting to deep clean and organize my home, as well as declutter. And I may bring you guys along on that journey. I am interested or thinking about doing Vlogmas over here on YouTube as well as on TikTok. So that is it for November monthly budget. I'm excited that I got it out, although I like to get it out before I've even started to track on it, but better late than never. If you have watched to the end of this video, I really appreciate it. If you or someone you know is on a debt-free journey and you feel like you or someone else can be informed and or inspired by following my journey, please make sure to hit the subscribe button and share this content with that individual or those individuals. And if you want more day-to-day updates about my debt-free journey and a few glimpses of my life behind the scenes, then check me out over on TikTok. The link is listed in the description box below. One is associated with this channel, Shirria Mac and Debt. The other one is my business channel as a therapist and a therapist coach. So feel free to follow me over on both of those. But if you're specifically interested in the debt-free content, then make sure you follow me over on TikTok at Shirria Mac in Debt. I really appreciated you for checking this out, and I will get with you guys. I will see you guys in the next one. Bye for now.